Who are you? I've never seen anyone like you. Are you one of the ancient ones? Tell me. Paper Mario, the Origami King, ancient ones. Nothing on the YouTube talking about this, is there? Well, this is just a sentence said by Professor Toad, but there's a lot to talk about with just this one sentence. I'll get to that sentence once I thank you all for the great support you have been giving this channel. We are very soon going to hit the 500 subscriber goal, and it's all thanks to you guys. So if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and subscribe, because come next week is when all the fun starts, and you're not going to want to miss out on that. There's also 1 week left for an eShop code giveaway I am doing, so if you want to enter, the link is down in the description below. All you have to do is follow me on Twitter to enter. I will be announcing the winner next week on Twitter, so be on the lookout for that. Now, time to theorize. Let's get started. So we see Professor Toad make a question to Olivia asking, "Are you one of the ancient ones?" Even at a first glance, we can see that this is going to be very important by the sole fact that ancient ones is capitalized. Putting grammar aside, when something is capitalized, it usually tends to hold some significance. If they would have also put it in bold, who knows what could have happened. Now initially, since this takes place in the desert area where we see the ancient toad ruins, it could be assumed that he is talking about the humanoid toads we see drawn in an old Egyptian art style. However, there's not many similarities between the humanoid toads and Olivia, so it is easy to rule out this speculation. What also comes up to mind is the inhabitants of Shangri Spa, which is inspired by the mythical place called Shangri-La. If we look up Shangri-La, we find that it is considered an earthly paradise isolated from the rest of the world. It is also said that the inhabitants of Shangri-La are almost immortal, living hundreds of years beyond the normal lifespan of regular human beings. Now these inhabitants of Shangri Spa could also take the spot of the ancient ones, since they have probably been living for many years and could be considered ancient. However, again, this isn't something that Professor Toad would mistaken. Professor Toad, as his name states, is a professor, a toad studied in the field of anthropology from the renowned Mushroom Kingdom University, where he studied under Professor Franklin and Goombella. Well, I don't know how true that could be, but it would make the story much more interesting. I'm pretty sure Professor Toad has studied the ancient ones though, and knows what they look like and possibly their history. He knows that Olivia is an ancient one, he is just in shock that he is face to face with one. Now with this being the case, we know that Olivia and King Ollie are part of an ancient origami race. And with the clips we have seen before, we know that Olivia has some pretty cool powers. Now, is this a power that is common in all members of the origami race? Or does each member have a special power that makes them different than everyone else? Whatever the case, Professor Toad's remarks bring back to light something that I talked about quite some time ago in one of my first videos. In my 1000-fold theory video, I talked about how there may be a group of origami beings with great power that look over the world. This reference to the ancient ones support that idea. Maybe Olivia and King Ollie are part of this super powerful origami race, and King Ollie, probably being the most powerful one, decides he doesn't need anyone else, rebels against his own people, and tries to impose his will and ideology onto the rest of the Mushroom Kingdom. Or maybe they aren't ancient ones, but direct descendants of the ancient ones, and that is why Professor Toad confuses Olivia for one of them. This could also tie in with my theory, as King Ollie's true motive is to try and harness this power that comes from his people that he learned about in stories passed down through generations. If you want some more context as to what I'm talking about, I put a link to my previous theory video. It will give you more of an idea of what this could potentially mean for the game's story. It is one of my first videos, so the audio isn't really the best, but it still has my Ace Monkey seal of quality. This is making the story and lore that we are going to find in the Origami King much more interesting. Hopefully this means that it will have a deep and rich story like we have seen in previous games. What part do you think the ancient ones are going to play in the story? Let me know in the comments. We're 9 days away from the release, and it can't come any sooner. I'm Ace Monkey, have a great day, and thanks for watching.